had the idea of wanting to make a hitman film for a very, very long time.
Assassin is far from your typical gangster guns film. It's actually more, I'd say it's more drama than an action film.
And I wanted to know what could make the whole story more complicated. And I just came up with the idea of a hitman falling in love with a girl and having killed her father, basically. And I thought it had a great dramatic potential.
J.K. Amalou is somebody I've worked with before in a movie called Deviation. I liked his energy. I thought he was a mad cat, you can say. But he's always believed in me. And he's always wanted to try to do something different with me, and we always wanted to work together again.
Well, when I was writing the script, I knew it was going to be Danny. Because our first experience together was a happy one.
So there's a mutual respect there, which is always a good basis for a working relationship.
Director-writers work really well. They know the story, which is great, and they can come up with solutions to problems that we might face, such as, this location is no longer this, so how do we adapt to it? You have a 5-minute think, rework it, and change the scene to adapt to the narrative.
I think the best way of getting good actors for your film is to create very interesting characters.
I really wanted to play this role because she's not your typical love interest girl. She's got a bit of bite to her. She's got a bit of kind of go out and get it.
He moves from town to town. He kills someone. He burns his clothes. He burns his motorbike. He burns everything. And then he moves on to the next town.
I was interested in playing this role because he's a little bit different to your regular villain. He's got this weakness, this man who was once very powerful and in charge and in control is losing control.
When I was writing the script, I knew that I wanted Gary and Martin Kemp.
I was very, very much excited working with Martin and Gary. I think everyone was, to be fair.
Love the Kemp brothers. I've always admired them. And multi-talented men, and they've got a real presence about them.
My brother said, come and let's go to work together again, because we love doing that, whether it's on stage or doing documentaries or obviously making movies.
Gary is a perfectionist, and when you work with a perfectionist, it's always like they push you that one step farther.
But Martin and I, we bring something, a truth to the role of playing brothers.
I love working with him, He brings the best out in me, I think.
Just don't contact me for another 6 months, yeah?
If you've done your job, there won't be any need to, will there?
Good night.
Danny's great fun to work with, but he's also a fantastic professional. He knows everything down, he's got his words in place, he knows what he's doing. Great actor.
He understands narrative, and as soon as he's had a word with the director in terms of where he is, where his mind is, and where he needs to be, he's just spot on.
I wanted to try and change just a few tweaks, the way I walk, the way I deliver a line. It's very subtle, filmmaking.
He understands totally that, if I said something to him, I'll do it because I want him to be better. I want to push him. I want him to go places where he's never been into before. And that's very important for me. And, Danny recognized that. And I think this is why, we more than just love each other, but I think also we respect each other.
He's a brilliant director to work with because he's so open to my opinions on things, which I think is so important.
He's very much in the moment. Not too much focus on rehearsal. It's very much about it being raw, nitty-gritty, and getting to the point straight away.
He had various reference points of Alain Delon movies that he loved. I think he wants to make it quite operatic, quite dark, a lot of silence.
Bringing JK's vision onto the screen is quite, not easy, but it's quite intuitive in the sense that he's very, he knows what he wants from the actors, and he knows what he wants from his shots.
Every single aspect of the visual aspect had a very, very strong visual idea how to do it. And Hayder did a great job in bringing that out completely.
It's been a tough shoot, as it always is when you're trying to shoot a movie in 3 weeks. It's almost a ridiculous idea, especially when there's action sequences, and you know, motorbike chases.
It's a great atmosphere. It really is like a big family, and it just makes it so much easier to go for it.
You couldn't make these films without them. You know, you need a skeleton crew of everyone at the top of their fucking game. You know, best of the best.
Yeah, so far so good. We're in the final week. I think there's 4 or 5 days left, and fingers crossed we'll get it.
Danny's wrapped. Till later.
See you in a bit.
Thank you, Danny.